Hey guys, what's cracking? It is Krakenation. I'm coming at you guys today to talk about team building. So I am part of the Kraken Cup, as you know. I will be competing against you guys in the Kraken Cup. So if you haven't checked that stuff out, be sure to join our Discord and stay up to date with all of our Kraken Cup content. Where I'm taking on 15 other community members, and we're going to be looking at everything on our respective teams. Now this video is going to be unedited because it's going to be relatively long. So just a heads up, if this video ends up being long, it's going to be a long one. I'm going to walk you guys step by step through me preparing. I've never done a video like this. We're going to walk through step by step me preparing to take on James Sanity, Skull Bunny, coach of the Po-Town Nicket. So we're going to walk through step by step. Now what you guys see here on the screen is, now keep in mind this is not team building for OU or anything. This is team building for a draft league format where I know what 10 Pokemon my opponent could bring. It's 10 versus 10, both bring 6. So this is nothing like competitive play in that sense. There's a different kind of competitive play. Keep in mind moving forward, but I wanted to take you guys through what I do when I'm building. So now, before we get started, you might see this graphic up on the screen, right? So what this graphic is my Teambuilder 5.1 program. It's a spreadsheet that I spent years learning how to do and months making this spreadsheet itself. It analyzes matchups, type matchups, weaknesses, move pools, abilities, 10 versus 10 matchups, 12 versus 12, exportables, calculations. Everything is, this is like doing every single, this is my brain, my competitive Pokemon brain, coded into a spreadsheet as best as I possibly could do. Took me months to make this, so it is not just gonna, I'm not just gonna give this out to you guys, alright? It's everything in here is something, this is like my partner. This program right here is basically my partner. When I'm team building, it's doing everything alongside me, every step along the way, helping me out. It's still constantly updating. It's 5.1. I've had Team Builder 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5.1 now. 5.2 I'm probably going to work on soon. Right now I'm just rolling with it right as it is. I'm thinking about adding a bot that actually talks to me and tells me. I can code basic speech patterns. So I'm thinking about coding a bot that will tell me and actually talk to me as I'm building. So we'll see. Anyways, that's not what this is about. This is just basically going to be my guide, and also you guys will be able to watch through this, and I'll talk you through what I'm basically doing as far as team building and preparing for the Po-Town Nicket Week 1 of the Kraken Cup Season 1. So alright, first thing I like to do when I'm team building and I'm getting in the zone is I like to play some calming music. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just some music. Again, guys, it's going to be pretty unedited. So it's going to just be raw, right? So I already loaded his team up, okay? So when I load up a team into my team library here, it pops right up. Here's my team for Kraken Cup, and here's my opponent for this week. I can load up to 24 teams I have spots put in here. I can make that bigger if I wanted. This is all I've got right now. But our team week 1 is Po-Town Nicket, suffice to say. So, yeah. So his team pulls up right up here where I can analyze it. My team pulls... Let me actually delete this for now. My team pulls in right here, down here, where I have my list right here. So I have Mew, Kommo, Rillaboom, Boltund, Crawdont, Ribombee, Rhyperior, Berserker, Type Null, and Drifblim. My opponent has Weavile, Toxtricity, Diggersby, Orbeetle, Delmise, Aromatisse, Hitmontop, Drampa, Quillfish, and Togetic. So once I pull their team in to my program, to Team Builder 5.1 here, it pulls it up into what I call the matchup matrix, which if I move myself actually a little bit over here for now, I'll move myself to this corner for now. It's going to pull up the matchup matrix. And this matchup matrix, what it does is it pulls it. It's like, I mean, if I go to the hidden sheets here, you'll see there are hundreds of hidden sheets that are analyzing every single matchup possible between my Pokemon and my opponent's Pokemon, and turning it all into something that I can analyze here. It basically spits out a number between 0 and 5 based on how effective that set is against my average opponent's set. So for example, when I pull this up, this set, it pulls me up the best, 8, I think I put 8 spots here, the best 8 Mew sets, what their rating is from 1 to 5 against every single one of these Pokemon. It adds that number together, it averages all those together, lets me know just on average how effective this Pokemon is against that Pokemon and that set. So for example here, Assault Vest Mew, if I wanted to run that set, would be a 1 against Weavile, which makes sense. Assault Vest Mew would really struggle to beat Weavile, but it's not hopeless. It gets a 1 rating. My guess is the program thinks it's a 1 because there's always the chance that you can run a max HP set, live a knockoff or live a crunch or whatever, and then proceed to hit back with a fighting move that you get and get a random kill if you are at full health. But it's not very reliable. There's a good chance you're going to die in that matchup, so it's going to give it a 1. Whereas with something like Toxtricity, it thinks Assault Vest Mew takes it on just really, really well. Mew in general is a really, really good Pokemon because of its move pool. The Teambuilder really likes Pokemon that get diverse move pools because it thinks you can customize them to beat any set, which makes sense. So, but for example, if you look at a Pokemon that's not quite as good, forgive the fact that there's no graph picture here. Some of the graphics from Generation 8 still haven't loaded in. But Boltund is kind of in this matchup. It doesn't outspeed this. It can't hit a lot of things. It can't hit some stuff. So some things Pokemon are just problematic for it. I don't know. I don't know why it's giving Delmise a 0. What is that? So this is Boltund is my 4th Pokemon, and it's 4v5. So if we pull up, for example, 4v5 here, that should be Boltund versus Delmise matchup. This is what's in the background of every single one of these matchups. So Boltund versus Delmise. Yep. Now why is it giving poor little Boltund a 0? Doesn't Boltund get a fire move? Oh, it's not pulling it as move pool. Huh. Alright, well, that's definitely a problem. The fact that it's not pulling in its move pool. Alright, we're going to have to fix that real quick before we get any further in here. So if we pull up the move pool database, where are you? This tab gets a little crazy, guys. I'm going to give you a heads up. This is the move pools tab. Only I have Arachnid pulled up right now, I'm guessing. Yep. So this is every single Pokemon's game that every single Pokemon learns in the whole game is on this tab here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull up Database Ultra, which is the database I use to draw all my information from. It's formatted in a way that allows me to draw this, and I'm going to copy Database Ultra over. Why didn't I set up an import for this? I don't know why I never did that. I'm going to copy the bottom, all the new mons over from Database Ultra. That's what I'm going to have to do. So, and then Boltund's numbers should update, because Boltund does get something to hit Delmise. So I don't like that it doesn't have that. Dragon Dance is updated in the spreadsheet, right? You guys can see I do a lot of scrolling to get through all this information. Oh my god, alright, give me a hot sec here. Dragon Dance should have been updated here. I'm gonna look up, and see now the spreadsheet is all updating, so it's taking a while. Oh, okay, all the Pokemon's get Dragon Dance already. Okay, nice. It's already been updated. Very nice. Nice, okay. Dragon Dance was a move I had problems with in the past. Alright, so you guys just had to walk through that little step right there. But I guess some of you might be curious what that looks like. So, now you know. So also I have a draft analysis tab right here that lets me build the draft. You can see this is when I was building my draft. It gives me some role composition analysis, analyzes my different levels of everything. So like this team has a little more focus on physical offense. It's got a lot of sweeping threats, things like Crawdon, Boltund, Rabombi, Mew, Kumo-o, all are really good sweeping threats. I don't have a lot of recovery. Only Mew. I think Mew is the only Pokemon on my draft that has reliable recovery. So yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of pivots. I mean, pivot, 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 pivot. So I've got a lot of pivots. I have a filter over here on the right. I like a filter search. It lets me filter through stuff. You can't really see it on this, but I can basically check off boxes. And if I actually slide you guys over here, you see I have pivot. I can like I'm looking for hazard setting dark types, and you can see all the hazard setting dark types in the game pop right up for me to look at, as well as my speed tiers are all organized for me. I have a draft rating score, although raw value is not accounted for right now, and that's because that's simply because I don't have a lot of the new Pokemon in the spreadsheet yet. So don't worry about that. That's not really important. Today we're going to be team building. So Bolton should have updated, actually. Yep, there we go. Nice. Bolton's move pool updated. We got a speed setup, a bulk up set, a physical scarf set, a physical attacker set. Now it hits Delmies. See it now that it knows it learns Fire Fang. The program learned, and now it knows it hits Delmies. It's pretty cool, right? I always thought that was really neat. This was something I worked months for, guys. So I'm sorry if I'm showing off a little bit. But all right. So what I do next, after I've got all these all this information input, is I go to what's called my role configuration. So over here on the right, we've got a list of every single set that I could potentially run on all of my Pokemon. So that's 10 by whatever number of sets. All these sets you see outlined right here, all these guys are now right over here, ranked. So we know the best sets in this game are usually my Mew sets. Mew is fantastic. So we're going to pull up Mew here on my drop-down menu. Mew is really good, especially defensive Mew is good. Assault Vest in this matchup is pretty good. I don't know if I like Assault Vest in general. He's got some powerful physical attackers, things like Weavile. I think I like Double Dancing Mew specifically. It's a little lower ranked, but I think I can make that set work better than this program thinks it could. That's the other thing I need to mention about this is like everything this program tells me, I take with a grain of salt because it doesn't know everything, right? Like I'm still better than the program, but it's kind of like guides me, takes away some of the hard thinking, makes sure I'm not overlooking basic fundamental things. Like I don't forget that, like, oh wow, I didn't even realize like Swords Dancing Mew was maybe amazing in this matchup. Well, this thing takes a look and lets me know, is it amazing? Should you even think about it? Kind of gets rid of the very basic guesswork of Pokemon team building. So Kamau also got a good matchup here. I'm thinking I might just run like a Dragon Dancing Kamau. I don't know if I like Bulk Up Kamau that much. He's got things like Weavile. I don't know. Bulk Up could be good, but I kind of just want to sweep. What I kind of like is this idea of a Sticky Webs Rabombi against this team. I don't think there's nothing that really contraindicates I run Sticky Webs. He's got a good clears. Two good clears. Oh, actually, Drampa gets Defog, right? So that's 3, 4. He's got a lot of clearing. Maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe that's not the best idea then. We're going to have to rethink that. Bulk up Kamau, huh? You really think that's that good? I don't know. I kind of like... I'm going to go with Dragon Dance, I think. He's got Intimidate users, though. Dragon Dance isn't even that good. Let's move on from Kamau for now. Assault Vest Rillaboom. Physical Scarf Rillaboom. Those are really good. It likes Type Null a lot. A physically bulk. I like Type Null. A physically defensive Type Null could be good. Yeah, I like that. Let's get Rhyperior in here. Rhyperior could be a good just oh, he's got things that hit it really hard. What are our rockers again? Our stealth rockers are Rhyperior, Mew. Pretty bad. That's not great. That's a big weakness here. So we're gonna have to run Rhyperior to bring rocks if we're because rocks is pretty important with things like Weavile and all these pivots or Beetle. We definitely want to run rocks. I kind of want to be defensive, just a defensive Rhyperior. Between those two defense Pokemon, I've got a really good physical defensive backbone. His only strong special attacker is Toxtricity, really. So I don't need to worry about that quite as much. Drampa's obviously a strong special attacker, but it's so slow. I can always overwhelm it. Berserker. Berserker could be good against something like Weavile, for sure. That could be really useful, actually. Boltund isn't great, but it's not bad. Oh. What I've also got here is I can pick a Focusmon that I really feel like I'm struggling with. Like right now, for example, I have the lowest rating on my team. These little ratings numbers up here are ratings on of total. I'm struggling with Hitmontop the most. So I can pull up Hitmontop and it tells me what are your best sets to beat Hitmontop. So like all these Mew sets, all these Komodo sets, we're definitely gonna run a Komodo set. We gotta get that out of the way here. I think we. I like Crawdont a lot. Just the speed, the powerful priority could be really good. And I kind of like Rabombi and just see if we can get those webs up later in the game. That means we're not bringing Boltund, which is fine. Crunch. I don't want to bring physical attackers when he's got 2 Intimidate users. Boltund is pretty good, though. I mean, Fire Fang, Thunder, but it gets outsped by Weavile. Fire Fang, Crunch, Thunder Fang achieves really good. Nah, we're going to forget about Boltund for now. It's not going to be the matchup to push that. Just because, I mean, Drample's a problem for it. He's got priority. Even Diggersby has got priority. Hit some stuff hard, but speed setup Boltund, nah. I'll pass. I might just go Dragon Dancing Komodo and go with like a leftovers actually, because the thing is, the things that intimidate me aren't problematic for Komodo. I'm just gonna go with a special attacker. I don't know if I want to be Quiver Dance or Bombi. I don't know. Calm Mind. Oh, I guess because it doesn't really count. Calm Mind. It thinks like a defensive Calm Mind set's better than Quiver Dance. I'm going to go Special Attacker Rabombi just because I'm not really going to be a Quiver Dancing set, unfortunately. Quiver Dance would be better, but I need to make space for Sticky Webs. I really want Sticky Webs, otherwise Weavile's going to control the speed matchup. Finally, Crawdont, I think I'm just going to be Swords Dance. Now, it really likes Berserker. It thinks Berserker is pretty good here. I mean, I'm struggling with Weavile and the 2 Pokemon, to be fair. See, like you can notice, actually, the spreadsheet's kind of right. The two of the Pokemon that I'm weakest to, Weavile and Delmies, it's not factoring in that, or it's factoring in the fact that Berserker beats the 2 things I'm weakest to. But I think it's not factoring in the fact that Swords Dance Crawdont's Aqua Jet's gonna hit Weavile a lot harder. I don't think it factors that in. So I'm liking this setup right here, and we're gonna move on. This is what I've decided on my roles, and we're gonna move on here. So as you can see, the Pokemon have populated into my team builder. And from here, I can start clicking on moves. So I think the first thing I'm going to want to run on this set is I'm going to want to run Nasty Plot so we can kind of take advantage. If we look over to the right here, and I'm going to slide myself over this way and shrink me a little bit. If we look over to the right here, I've got a lot of really useful information here. I've got all the speed tiers of the whole game. I don't know why Megalopunny's there. I've got all the speed tiers of the whole thing laid out here, and if I wanted to see the speed of a particular Pokemon and all its speed tiers, I could do that, and Weavile becomes highlighted everywhere, so I know all the different speed tiers that Weavile would hit. I can see his weaknesses and his resistances. Like, for example, his team's got a really good resistance to Fighting type. So Fighting type's a pretty bad type to bring against this team. He supported his and that makes sense. He supported his Weavile well with like a resistance, immunity, a resistance. That makes sense. So he supported that pretty well. Now we also over here have his number of rolls. So for example, after Weavile, his team is super slow, and we can see that. Like the speeds are all written out right here for me. If you see that, after this Weavile, his team is really slow. If we go over here, now see the other thing you have to realize on my screen, I can see all of this at the same time because I have a really big monitor. But for you guys, I'm scrolling around so that it's all not all tiny looking. He doesn't have much special defense, so we want to try to exploit his lower special attack, lower special defense, especially because this stat thing right here kind of backs that up. He's got medium defenses, so if we can hit him offensively, he doesn't have the bulk to take it. His BST overall is quite low, actually. He's missing a fire, a rock, and a steel type. That's interesting. Missing a steel type is pretty crucial. Steel types are really important in the draft. It's why I drafted Berserker so late. I just needed a decent steel type. And Berserker is not a great steel type, but it's something. So I'm going to be able to hit him hard with like rock and dragon type attacks, for example. If I just run a fairy type coverage, so I hit like poison move or something on that, it's not going to be very good. If we take a look at things that this team is really weak to, ice type is his biggest weakness as well as flying type. Okay. So we're going to probably want to run a couple ice moves, maybe some flying moves if we can fit them in. That's kind of what that tells me over there. It's all really helpful. Furthermore, I've got this little thing over here. It's going to help us decide on the coverage for our Nasty Plot Mew. So let's put in Mew right here, right? Okay, so we pulled up Mew. And these are all my opponent's Pokemon you can see right here. And if we pull up a special Mew, it pulls up all of Mew's special coverage, which is a lot of moves. So what we can do now is I can go through one by one and decide, like, if I run a rock move, I'll hit Weavile, I'll hit Orbeetle, I'll hit Togetic. If I run a fighting move, I'll hit Drampa, I'll hit Diggersby, and this ice move would let me hit. And so I just kind of just run through these usually. It gives me an idea. This is something I could probably figure out how to do automatically, honestly. I really should, but it would save me a lot of time. But I haven't yet, so I haven't spent the time on it yet, I should say. Dark types, it'll hit Orbeetle. That's about it. Fairy type will hit Hitmontop and Weavile. And sometimes I miss one, so forgive me in advance. Dragon type will just let me hit Drampa, obviously. Ground type will let me hit Quillfish. Toxtricity. Grass type will let me hit Diggersby. That's it. Fire typing will let me hit Delmies, Orbeetle, and Weavile. That's pretty good. Fire type's good. Steel type will let me hit Weavile, Togetic, and Aromatisse. That's also pretty good, actually. A normal type move obviously won't let me hit anything. A bug type move would be good for Orbeetle, Weavile. Ghost is good for Orbeetle. That's about it. Psychic, here we go. Quillfish it's good for. Hitmontop it's good for. Okay, that's pretty decent. Toxtricity, yep. Looks like we're going to run a Psychic Stab for sure. That's good because we'll achieve more neutral hits as well. Finally, Water type will let us hit Diggersby. And that's about it. Okay, so now what I do here is I can pull up the types, right? So I can go like, I definitely noticed that I want to run a Psychic move. I have 3 spots left. I run a Psychic move and it highlights the Pokemon I'm hitting. Okay, so now I'm hitting 3 things like it says right here. Okay, so what am I not hitting? Weavile, I definitely want to hit Weavile. Diggersby, Orbeetle. I think a Fire move we noticed was pretty good. So that's really good right there. And an Ice move, ooh, perfect. 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 We run an Ice move in the last spot, and boom, the only thing we're not hitting is Aromatisse. We're achieving neutral coverage on Aromatisse. Aromatisse can't take those really powerful attacks for sure. So I'm really liking this this Mew set. So I'm thinking I'm gonna run Psyshock because I want to be able to hit those Intimidate users, or that if they're running Assault Vest, for example. I mean, what are Toxtricity stats? I'm gonna pull up Toxtricity on my highlight feature right here. So what this does for me is it pulls up their Pokemon's move pool, their whole usable move pool right here. This is incorrect though right now. Something is wrong here. Clearly the Toxtricity does not get some. I'm guessing I made a mistake here. That's my bad. Alright, well we're gonna forget that feature. I was trying to update everything for Generation 8, and clearly I made some mistakes, so that's unfortunate. Alas, that's gonna make this a lot harder. But we can always I can pull up the Showdown over here and just look at their moves over here too. So Mew's gonna run Psyshock. Toxtricity's special defense and defense are the same. I think I'm gonna run Psyshock though. Psyshock, Flamethrower, and Ice Beam just feels really good. And then what I can do if you watch carefully here, all right? So what I do is so Flamethrower is gonna let me beat Weavile if I've got the stat drop in it. So I'm gonna give that a rating of a 1. Now what I do here is I give the rating of a 1 if I'm a soft check, which is like inconsistent but can. So that's like Sticky Webs will let my Mew beat Weavile, so it's a soft check. Now a 2 is a hard check or a soft counter, which means you can switch in and beat it sometimes as a soft counter or a hard check. With a free switch you always win. And a 3 is a hard counter. So most Pokemon will end up being 1s and 2s. It's very rare to have no offense Pokemon, if you think about it, can really be a hard counter. So no, you have no offensive 3s. Only defensive Pokemon can get 3s. So against Toxtricity, I'm going to give this a 2. Because I feel pretty good about it beating with Psyshock. I'm going to go Ice Beam, Diggersby. I'm going to give it a 1 because this thing could very often run Scarf. I'm going to go Flamethrower 1 against Orbeetle. Actually, I'll go 2. Flamethrower against Delmies. Let's go 2. Psyshock against Aromatisse 2. Psyshock against Hitmontop 2. Ice Beam against Drampa 2. Quillfish for Psyshock 2. An Ice Beam here is a 2. Alright, that's a really good start right there. And then as you can see, Mew right here, it updated with how effective each move is. So this is helping with 4 Pokemon, 3 Pokemon, and 3 Pokemon. We have the final total of how many Pokemon we're hitting right here. That's pretty useful stuff. For ability, we're going to pick Synchronize, since it's only ability. And for items, these are the... I don't have every item loaded up yet. I'll probably get around to more eventually. I'm probably going to go for a Leftovers or a Life Orb is the question here. He's got access to powerful priorities, so he could revenge pretty effectively most of the time. So I'm thinking Leftovers might be a play. I am going to be hitting things really hard, so I kind of want to hang on to the bulk if I can. Alright, and then we're going to decide on our EVs, and EVs left right here lets us know how many EVs we have left at any given moment. So, we definitely want to outspeed, for example, I don't think Orbeetle will be offensively run, if we pull up its stats at least, even though the move pool is broken. Yeah, I don't think Orbeetle is going to be run offensively, so I don't feel the need to outspeed that. So I would like to be able to outspeed basically Diggersby, right, is the fastest thing he's got. So why don't we pull up Diggersby on my speed tier right over here? If I scroll to the right, you guys can take a look. So if we pull up Diggersby without a Scarf, it hits 280 at top speed. So I can run speed. I'm just going to put in 281 to beat that. It's going to let me know that I have 328 EVs left. If, for example, I needed to run a timid nature or like, for example, to boost my speed, it would let me know that I had insufficient speed. Like, let's say I have to hit 310. It would let me know that I have insufficient speed and I need to run a timid nature to hit that. So I'm going to run 281. I have 328 left, so I'm going to throw 252 EVs, like right there, into my special attack, and the rest will go into HP. Although I might go into physical attack and physical defense instead, since I'm probably going to be taking mostly physical attacks. I like that more, because I'm physical attacks from you, I'm going to kill you, physical attacks from you, physical attacks from you, with priority for physical moves for the most part, physical priority. He's got a lot of priority, so I want to be able to take those physical attacks. And then for nature, I want to boost my special attack, and I want to lower my attacks. We're going to run a modest nature, so plus special attack, minus attack right there. Boom. We've got a Mew set. Now, I realize I didn't run Double Dance. I kind of just ran Nasty Plot, but that's just my own personal discretion over the computer. That's just what I think. The computer always loves double dancing sets because it doesn't really think about the fact that, like, you're sacrificing running another move, another offensive move. So, I don't know. It doesn't do opportunity cost very well. That's kind of a more human construct, right? So for defensive type null, I definitely want to run U-turn. U-turn's always very good. And I'm going to pull up the move pool over here. I'm a little annoyed that this isn't working, to be honest, because usually that's really helpful for me. So I'm actually going to go over here and take a look at this code real quick. Here's the move pool code right here. I'm going to take a look at why this is not working. Okay, it looks like it should be. Oh, I see why it's not working. There we go. Boom. Easy fix. Let's go. Should have done that earlier. Let's go. Love it. I'm amped. I am freaking amped, guys. I'm amped. All right. There we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. So now it pulls up its whole usable move pool for me, and I can take a look. Okay. So Orbeetle. There we go. It's weak to... So, like, what do I really want this to be able to beat? So, I want to pull up Type Null. I want to pull up Type Null and see what I can hit. Okay, so obviously my coverage isn't great. Type Null does not have a great move pool. We know this. That is okay. Does it really get nothing? Is there some mistake on my end? That's really bad coverage. Wow, this thing does get nothing. My goodness. Okay, alright. So, well then. Alright. I'm going to run Iron Head. Because it's going to let us hit, for example, we're going to hit Sneasel really hard, which doesn't get, or Weavile really hard. Doesn't get knockoff anymore. It's going to let us hit Aromatisse pretty decently. It's going to let us hit Togekiss pretty decently. We've got the U-turn. Item, we're definitely going to want to run that Eviolite. And then, where do we go from here? Okay. We want to beat more of his physical attackers. Shadow Claw could be useful. I like Shadow Claw. Lets us take on Delmies, for example. I feel really good about our chances against Delmies. Lets us hit Orbeetle pretty hard. I like that. I like that. It's a good start. What do we want in that last move slot? We could run Thunder Wave. I kind of like the idea of running Thunder Wave. I like that a lot, actually. We could run a normal move to just be a safer attacking option. So it's basically between Thunder Wave and... No, I'm not going to run Thunder Wave because Diggersby is immune, Toxicity is immune, and everything else is already really slow. I'm already going to run Sticky Webs. So I'm going to run the move, a different move instead. I'm going to run a powerful normal move. This thing get... What's his bet? Oh my god, Return is gone. Devastating. Absolutely devastating. What's his best normal move? Crush Claw? Oh, Crush Claw is not bad, actually. I like that. Takedown, Giga Impact, Double Edge. I don't want Double Edge. I want my health. I'm just going to run Crush Claw. Crush Claw is nice because it'll let me wear through some of these bulkier things as well. I'm going to give it, gives me a chance against you. Gives me a chance against you. Okay, so that's got a defensive pivot right there. That's going to be good for our team. So next we're going to run an ability. Obviously, we're going to have to run Battle Armor. That's a pretty decent ability for a defensive Pokemon. Eevees, we don't really care to outspeed anything. We're already so slow. I don't really feel the need to creep either. So I'm going to go just max HP, max defense, and a plus defense minus special attack nature. And we're just going to be a bulky pivot, like a bulky tanky pivot, okay? So next for Rhyperior, we're going to go with Stealth Rock because we need that rocker. Diggersby's an issue, and it's not going to get much better from here. We don't really have a Diggersby switch in, so we're going to need to be able to take hits and never need to switch out of it. That's basically what I realize here. We're never going to be switching into Diggersby, so we need to never switch out of Diggersby. Actually, let's pull up Rhyperior here so we can take a look at Rhyperior's move pool. There we go. All right. So Rhyperior gets the work. I wouldn't mind running defensive Rhyperior. If I pull up the calc, actually, let's pull up the calc right now. I'm going to just take a look at how much like a Rhyperior is going to take from an average Diggersby. Solid Rock. Let's give the Diggersby a no item because it's banned. It's going to destroy us anyways. Alright. Earthquake does 43.7 to 51.8 to max HP, max defense, Rhyperior. That's not bad. I could run a Shuka Berry, eat a hit. I like that idea. I'm also still faster than a decent number of things, but I am going to want to invest in some speed. So I'm going to give this thing... Where's Delmies? I definitely want to try to outspeed Delmies if possible. So what's min speed Delmies at? Min speed Delmies. What are you rocking? $116, eh? So I'm gonna want this to hit 120 speed, and we're gonna give it 252 defense and 240 HP investment. And we're gonna go with also a plus defense minus special attack nature. We're gonna go Stealth Rock. I definitely think I just want to run a rock move. What's my best rock move? Probably just Rock Stone Edge. I want to just calc Stone Edge and Rock Slide versus Weavile respectively. Both are gonna probably kill Weavile or Beetle. Does that matter? Yeah, it kind of matters. Orbeetle gets like grass moves, I think, right? So finally, let's calc that against Togetic. Okay, so we're gonna run Stone Edge. Unfortunately, but what is what it is. We're gonna run Earthquake. I mean, my team doesn't really have a great ground switch in. Rillaboom could absolutely destroy Diggersby, but I'm gonna kind of bank on the fact that Rillaboom destroys Diggersby. My best heat, like thanks to grassy terrain. So Stone Edge is gonna give us a 2. Oh, I'm gonna give it a 2 here. It's gonna give us a 1 here because that thing still learns a grass move. It's gonna give us a 1 here and a 2 there. Fighting. Diggersby is weak to what? Fighting. Ice. Ooh, ice moves. Yeah, an ice move would be terrific in the last spot. Why don't we just run an Ice Punch? Do I get a better ice move? Ice Fang, Ice Punch, Avalanche. We're gonna run Ice Punch. I don't want to run Avalanche because I still kind of want to be faster than Delmy. So I'll give it a 1 here. And I get a move to hit Delmies. I'm also gonna give it a 1 against Drampa because it has something to hit Drampa now. I technically hit Delmies a little bit too, but I'll give it a 1. And Earthquake's gonna let me hit Toxtricity pretty hard, which is nice. For item, we're gonna go. Do I want to go Shuka? Or do I want to just go Leftovers? I'm gonna just go Leftovers since so many things. Unless I might switch that. I'm gonna leave that item blank for now and decide at the end. We definitely want to be Solid Rock. Okay, so for Kamo, we're gonna go Dragon Dance since we already decided on that. Then let's pull up Kamo's moveset because this is gonna be key when we're deciding on our coverage. And we might want to go back over here now that we're deciding on coverages again. I'm gonna delete this, delete all these, and then we're gonna pull up. We're gonna pull up Komo's physical move pool this time, right? So Komo physical. Good physical move pool, my goodness. Yeah, you can see it right there. Alright, water moves. Good against Diggersby. Good against nothing else. Very nice. Fighting moves. Drampa, Diggersby, and Weavile. We're definitely going to probably fit one of those moves in there. Ground moves. Good against Toxtricity. Good against Quillfish. Dragon moves. Good against Drampa. Normal moves, fire moves. Obviously, those are pretty good. We saw that earlier, but we don't want to necessarily just go ham on the same coverage moves. Dark moves. Okay. No. Dark moves are only good against Orbeetle. Ice-type moves are good against Diggersby, Togetic, and Drampa. Steel-type moves are good against Weavile, Aromatisse, Togetic. Poison moves, Togetic, Aromatisse, and that's it. Rock-type moves, good against Weavile, Togetic, Orbeetle. Ghost-type moves, good against Delmies and Orbeetle. Togetic for electric, and then also Quillfish. And finally, bug-type moves, Weavile, Orbeetle. And that's it. Okay. So I'm gonna actually, I don't know if I pulled you guys over here yet. Let me pull you guys over here. Alright. And I'm gonna go for, I think we gotta run the fighting move since they're good. I kind of want to run the ground move. Togetic. If I have anything, I get nothing to hit Hitmontop. So it's ground move, and then finally, so what am I not hitting? I really got to hit Orbeetle because it's a psychic type. I really got to hit Delmies. So I'm thinking just the fire move. If it gets a good fire, do I get a good fire move? Fire punch. What a good dark move. Fling and payback. No, that's pretty bad. I'm also not hitting Togetic. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the fire move. Alright. So we're running Fighting Fire Ground. So we're gonna run. I think I like Drain Punch. But he's got so much. The thing is, he's got so much priority. He'll revenge kill. So moves like Drain Punch are gonna be really good. They're gonna let us keep getting healthy again. So Drain Punch is gonna let us hit you, but you have priority, so I'm gonna be mindful of that. It's gonna let us hit you pretty hard. I'm gonna actually get also. Let's make it Earthquake and Fire Punch. Alright. Aromatisse is a problem for our team, as well as Diggersby, still, and Hitmontop. Kind of in that order, really, if I think about it. So, okay, so we're going to run max HP. No, we're not. What am I saying? Okay, we got to outspeed Diggersby. 280, I think it was, right? So we want to outspeed Scarf Diggersby. So I'm going to run 280. So see right there, insufficient speed. So we're going to have to run a plus speed minus special attack. Then we're going to run 252 attack and 60 HP. No, 60 defense again. I like that. Item. Leftovers again. I'm going to run Life Orb. We're already getting healing off of clicking Drain Punch on so many things, right? So, an ability, bulletproof, soundproof for the tech, man. Soundproof for the tech. Bug Buzz from Orbital, squashed. Toxicity, squashed. Soundproof for the tech. Okay, Swords Dance, Crawdont. Definitely gonna run Swords Dance. Let's pull up Crawdont. Oh, that's misspelled. We're gonna run Aqua Jet for sure. Isn't Crab Hammer like really good? What's his best physical water move? It's either Crab Hammer, 100 base power, 90. Ooh, that's really good. Liquidation, 85. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Crab Hammer and just potentially just wallop some stuff. And then what am I not hitting? I'm not hitting. We're gonna run knockoff. Oh! Alright, so Aqua Jet's gonna get a 1 against Weavile. This is gonna get a 1 against Toxicity. It's gonna get a 2 against that. Crab Hammer will be really only useful against all these slow crab. Like it'll be good for Aromatisse. It'll be good for Hitmontop. Aqua Jet's good for Orbeetle a little bit. Knockoff will just demolish Delmies. Crab Hammer will demolish Aromatisse after an SD. Crab Hammer's okay here. Knockoff's okay here. Knockoff's okay here. Crab Hammer is great here. I'm going to run some speed, so we're going to figure out how fast Hitmontop is. Then we're going to run a little bit of speed here. Max Scarf hit. So where's min speed? 176. Okay, so we're going to run 177 speed probably. Let's put that right on in. 177. 252 attack. Am I going to take special attacks with this thing often? No, I don't think so. Or Beetle only. I'm clicking Aqua Jet like a majority of the time, and the thing I'm clicking... This is a good question. I'm going to probably go for... I'm gonna go first of all. Item Life Orb. We want to just be powering through stuff. Ability, obviously, adaptability. This thing's gonna just be a truck. We could also go band adaptability if we really wanted. I don't need my health on Crawdon. I'm not taking hits anyways. I'm just gonna go Life Orb and just be able to switch into Aqua Jets, because when you bring something in on an Aqua like Dummies or Drampa, and I want to be able to switch to Knockoff. Then we're gonna go 132 defense, just because again we're clicking Aqua Jets so often, and the things that are gonna hit us are gonna kill us. Like Orbital's gonna kill us with a Giga Drain. Maybe not. Alright, I'm actually gonna go 132 HP because Orbital is the only Pokemon that's really gonna hit us. But I'm just gonna click Aqua Jet on that. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with I just like the defensive investment. Just looking at how many physical attackers he has. His only real special attackers are Toxtricity, Orbital. Toxtricity could go either way. Orbital's his only, and Aromatisse are his only 2 true special attackers. Also Drampa, but I'm faster than Drampa. I'm not taking hits from it anyways. So I'm gonna go 132 into that, and then we're gonna go plus attack, minus special attack. So that thing is going to be our power wall breaker. We got cleaners, we got wall breakers, we got sleepers, we got tanks. Finally, we got Rabombi here, and we're gonna run that fat sticky web. We're gonna run Moonblast. I mean, Hitmontop's a problem, so we're definitely we're gonna run Moonblast. I could run like a screen support Pokemon. What I like about the slow pivot here with type Null is it's gonna be really good to give me that free switch-ins to my offensive Pokemon. Sticky Web, Moonblast. So let's just figure out what Moonblast is hitting, and then let's also pull up Rabombi's move pool while we're at it, because I'm pretty sure it gets Psychic. Moonblast is hitting you pretty hard. That's it. I could run Energy Ball. Still very good. I kind of just like screen support here. I could run the Grass move. I could run Psychic for Toxtricity, Grass move for Diggersby. Bug Buzz is an option. I have a lot of spawns that's set up, so I kind of like the pivot action. So I might just roll with that. I like the screen action. I might not run Light Screen actually, and then instead of Light Screen, I'll give myself another attack move. I'm not going to be able to hit attack Weavile, so I'm not going to worry about that. Toxtricity, Diggersby. What's the priority here to hit? Toxtricity, Diggersby. Dummies I'm already hitting. I don't need to hit that any harder. Okay, so I think the play might be Psychic to hit Quillfish, because that could be a very likely lead matchup. See, and now what I get to do is I get to run enough speed for Diggers or Beetle, I guess. Or Beetle will run enough speed for. We're never gonna outspeed huge gap in speed tiers here, my guy. Huge gap in speed tiers. I'm gonna exploit the shit out of it. 306. So we're gonna go 307 speed. 252 special attack. 164. We're gonna go plus special attack, minus attack. Ability. I don't know. What does Sweet Veil or Honey Gather even do anything? I think I'm just going to run Shield Dust. I don't even know what half these abilities do, I'm going to be honest. So one of its allies cannot fall asleep. I'm going to go Shield Dust for sure. And then item, Light Clay could still be an option. let's just make sure we like Psychic's hitting that. Psychic's hitting that. Light Clay is definitely still in the running. If I can't think of a better item here. Aromatisse is kind of scary. We're gonna need to make sure we have ways to beat it. I think we do. I think Crawdon can just power through it. We're not running a lot of coverage moves for it, is the problem. Mew can power through it, and because I'm relying on those two to power through things, I might just run the Reflect. I could also, yeah. So I'm gonna run the Light Clay for the Reflect, I guess. All right, guys, here we go. That's how I build a team. Now, what the next step would be for me normally, I have a program that this program exports it and puts it right into a format where you have the exportal right here. I can go ahead and copy paste it. I select it all. I copy it. I go over here, import, export, I save it, and boom, I've got my Week 1 team in Showdown just like that. All right, guys, so I highly doubt anyone has stuck around to this point in the video, but if you, for some reason, watched the whole video, you gotta let me know in the comment section below, and I am going to give you the real MVP, and I'll do something special for you if you've watched until this point in the video, just for you, and let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this as well in the future. I highly doubt it, but honestly, this is kind of useful for me. So it's a fun way for me to kind of teach you guys some team building and draft, stuff like that. I don't know. It's useful for you guys, I guess. And so let me know what you guys think. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Krakenation out.